I ain't even got the music today, boys. We just gonna go with it. You know what I'm saying? So welcome back to Day as a Gamer. How's everybody doing? We got the boys back. We got Sexual Chocolate here. We got who's this? Daggone Lil John. We got daggone who is you? Daggone Baby Boy. Light skinned version.
Baby. Trying to sound like a light skinned Tyrese? Dang.
Let me stop playing. How y'all boys doing?
Good, man.
Yo, good, man.
Happy Sunday, happy Easter, man.
Yeah, happy Easter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, happy Easter, everybody.
Hey, look, we know who didn't go to church today. We know.
I sure didn't. Hey, man, trying to pack up all these boxes, bro. Trying to tell you.
Okay, yeah.
But let's get back to the game. Don't call me out like that, boy. What's wrong with you?
Hey, the truth hurt, don't it?
But we got a good topic for today, man. I want to say, before we get into it, for everybody that's watching, hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and just make sure you tell somebody about us, okay? Because we need you, just like you need us.
Okay.
You probably need us more than we need you, but we need you too.
Hey, listen, we need y'all more than you need us. I don't care what he talk about. We need y'all.
No, he's right, though. But, so, the past week or so, I don't know if y'all have seen it, but I've been looking at Twitter, been looking at YouTube, and like there's a big conversation going on about like gamers versus developers. So my biggest thing what I want to talk to y'all about is like, what do y'all see? Where do y'all see the divide is? At what time did it start being the gamers versus developers instead of us like on the same team? I got my thoughts about it, but I just want to throw it out to y'all. Sean, I'm gonna start with you. I mean, Slick Stick Man. I'm gonna start with you first, man.
I mean, that's a good one, bro. If I had to pick one off the top of my head, though, I would say the divide probably came when they stopped innovating and they started using copy and paste, and then they started charging you $70, $80, $90 for a game, or when they started having day one DLC that could have been in the game already. You just decided to hold it separate and charge somebody for it. I mean, it's a few different things I could call out, to be honest, man. But I think the biggest one is probably the lack of innovation.
Yeah, that was part of some of the things I was thinking about as well.
Yeah.
Rick, what about you?
I mean, me personally, I think it's always been like that. A developer is going to make a game how they want to make it, and then the critics come after. So it's always been gamers against developers to me since day one. And once they figure out what the critics don't like, they might change up a few things, but they're not going to make it exactly how we want it at any given time. And like how Sean was saying, they're going to keep throwing out DLCs that they could have had out day one just to make that extra money. That is where the divide is coming in.
Okay. All right. That's some strong words there. So you think it's always been there. You don't think we've ever been on the same team?
There's always, I mean, everybody's going to have an opinion about games, right? Yours going to be different than mine's. There's never a one-size-fit-all for games. So it's always going to be like that. The developers are going to make what they feel the people's going to like. But there's always going to be the critics, such as us, that feel certain kind of ways about different games. So it's never one size fit all.
All right. Joe, where you sitting at?
Man, I think, the divide came when they made the Xbox S. That's where the divide came. That's where the divide came, bro. When they made that damn Xbox S, that's where that divide came. Because they could have just sold the regular system as opposed to that BS. And they drove a wedge between those who preferred something cheaper versus those who wanted quality. I mean, that's real. I mean, that's what I feel. And I know I'm gonna get some hate mail about that. I don't care. I welcome it. I welcome the comments.
You ready for the
Bro,
smoke, Joe?
you think Microsoft started the divide?
They started the divide. It was them.
Bro, you know, I got something funny to say about that too, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna say whether you being funny or not, because you might really feel that way. I ain't even gonna
Feel
not
that
give
way.
y'all. But
Yeah.
if you guys remember, well, Bethesda, who's now owned by Microsoft, right? They the ones that started this DLC stuff because I think it was the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It was on Xbox
Yeah.
360, right? It's on the Xbox 360, bro. They started selling horse armor. So you could buy the game, of course, get the game up front, right? Buy all the DLCs, and then they started selling you separate horse armor, and people were buying it up like crazy, right? And then other developers looked at it like, huh. So I could design a bunch of armors or a bunch of extra content, just leave it out of the game, and just act like I came up with it 2, 3, 6 months later, a year later, and sell it to you, and then I can make, I don't know, another couple million easy.
Facts.
That's real,
That
bro.
was Bethesda, man. That was
Yeah.
Bethesda.
Yeah. Hey, look. Blame them too, bro. Because then from there, it went to Call of Duty, and I'm spending my whole check on skins. I'll
Yeah.
never forget, bro. I was working at the Hosky Food Center buying skins. I wasn't making them about, won't bring them about $150 home. You know what I'm saying? That's what. Yeah, I'm old, but I'm saying that's
Hey,
what I brought in.
Joe, yo, fellas, I want to say I at least spent $1,000+ on Elder Scrolls just buying different stuff for no reason, just to look cool.
You
A
know what I'm
game I
saying?
don't never even play anymore. That's
Hey, y'all want to take
$1,000
it one step
drain.
further? Take it one
What was
step
it?
further, bro. Conquer Online, buying the what is it? The media
Them Dragon
packs.
Balls.
Yeah. The Dragon Balls, whatever they were. Yeah, they were about what, $19.99, and we just every other week. Or might have been every week, couple times a week. I ain't got no job. I'm talking about this is fully funded by parents at this point.
Hey, Sean, look, one Dragon Ball was $19.99, but you
There
can
you
get the
go.
5-pack for $100.
Crazy, bro.
Oh
I
my
used
god.
to
Okay,
swipe the heck
so my
out of my
bad. Maybe I
mom
meant to say
card, man.
$99.99, and this is I ain't even had no job at the time, so I'm just I don't know where that was coming from.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But you know what?
Bro.
Oh god.
Those are some good facts right there though, because that's where I was getting at. Because like, if you think about the good old days, where say, Joe, I don't know if you played this game, but you could probably remember the same thing with Final Fantasy though. Sean, you gonna know where I'm going with this. With like a game like Legend of Dragoon, right? Old PlayStation game. As soon as you bought that game and you plugged it, popped it on, turned the PlayStation on, you ain't had no day one patches. You ain't got no daggone roadmap. Like you bought the game, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like the people that made the game, they're like, "Yo, the developers like cooked on this game, bro." But now, like, I guess the thing was like in 2013. That I've never played this game, but I think the game is called Dota. Have y'all heard about that? Heard that game?
No.
I know
Yeah,
a lot of people play this game, but I've never played
heard
it.
of it. I ain't never played it, but yeah.
They were like the very first people that came out with like a battle pass. And like after them, it just follows suit with Call of Duty, especially Fortnite. Basically like any live service game. So I guess like that's where a lot of these battle passes came from. So do y'all think the live service game has like really cooked us as like the gamers in general just because of that? And made gaming like I don't know, like us against the developers now?
I hate to answer a question with a question, but to answer your question though, let me say this. I don't know if the battle pass started it, but I think the battle pass definitely had a lot to do with it. But I'll even go back to before that. Just in terms of live service games, right? Now, we all love Destiny 1. I really wish Destiny 1 would have never died, but at some point I get it. You had to do Destiny 2, right? I know Destiny 2 has its up and downs, and I believe right now it's pretty much headed in a downward trend. I think a lot of people are jumping ship with Destiny because I think they even announced that the next DLC will be the last one or something like that. But when it comes to live service, right? Would you rather have it to the point of you having everything up front or on day one and you know you got a full game? Or would you rather have it to where you can have years and years and years of experience through that game. Something like World of Warcraft. Like that's been number one MMORPG since the 90s or the 80s or something. Whenever it came out, I'm gonna say the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
And it's a subscription based game, so you pay a little bit every month, but then you can also buy the DLCs. So it's like at some point, and I mean I know I'm jumping around a bit, but like Destiny 2, at some point, if you keep coming out with DLCs, eventually you're gonna make somebody angry, right? Now, do y'all feel like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like eventually, like Ricky said, it's not a one size fits all, right? So eventually the game has to die, right? So do you just keep nickel and diming me and making me happy for the moment? Because like, is that what I really care about? That momentary happiness where I'm good for 3, 4, 5, 6 months until the next DLC comes out and I'm on to the next thing? Because you think about it, if they weren't coming up with that next DLC or that next title drop or the next expansion, right? You would be looking for a different game more than likely. So it's like, would I rather spend the same money on DLC? You know, because we're gamers, that's what we do. We look for the next game or the next DLC, the next thing to kind of keep it going. Would I rather for it to be a live service and keep nickel and diming me over years, but keep me somewhat happy? You know, kind of go through those ups and downs, or would I rather just pay full price up front and get a game that once I'm done with it and a month or two down the road, that's it? You know,
You know what?
it's
I'm
like
glad you asked that. I'm glad you asked that question, Sean. Cause we got the two best people on the opposite ends of the spectrum right there to talk about this.
Okay.
So we got one,
Yeah.
Dr. Joe, that like Destiny is his daggone child.
Yeah.
He will do anything for this game. And then we got on the opposite end, we got Rico, who only cares about PvP. It's like, if you ain't giving me PvP, F this game. I ain't playing it no more.
Okay.
So matter of fact,
You went quiet on it, Steve. You went mute.
Yeah, I think your mic went out, bro.
Steve,
daggone.
there you go.
I'm going too crazy on my hands right now. My bad.
Nah, you good, bro.
But Rico, from your perspective, from the live service angle, like, is that the reason, kind of what Sean pointed out, why you kind of left Destiny? Or like, give me your perspective from live service and how that affects you.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, like the new DLCs and patches and everything, that's what kept me into the game. But like how Stickman was saying, eventually a game gotta die. There are other games that come out that you're like, okay, it's time for me to have something a little bit fresher instead of just the same graphics, the same deal, but just a different storyline. Now, I don't agree with coming out with a game and having everything already in place, and then therefore, like Stickman was saying, you get bored of the game in a few months, and then it's like, what now? On to the next. So it's almost like episodes, like Power, The Walking Dead, whatever TV shows that people are into. You leave them wanting more, or even having the question, okay, well, what's gonna be next? But there becomes a time where it's just like the Fast and the Furious. When are y'all just gonna stop the bull crap? You know what I'm saying? So,
Bro, how fast can you go? How much faster can you go, man?
how many near-death experiences can you escape without anything happening to anybody? So that's where I'm at with it. I'm in agreement though with the DLCs and the spending of the extra money, because guess what? We're doing it and we're going to continue to do it. Now, do I agree with it longevity like Destiny 2? That's just my opinion. No. It burnt me out with that game. Okay, what's next? Not saying I won't ever hop back on it, but it's not on my first thing to do when I fire up my Xbox. Let me play Destiny 2.
I got you. But that idea, that's for all games, not just Destiny 2, right?
Yeah. All games in general. Even Conquer. We got burnt out with that game after a while, even though that they came out with new like skills and weapons and stuff like that. Like eventually it's just on to the next. Like, what's the next best thing,
Okay. Joe, what about you?
Man, so when it comes to gaming, right? When it comes to gaming, man, for me, I've always been a diehard PvE person, right? But then I started hanging out with Rick, and this PvP stuff just started biting on me, bro, for real. So, and then when you get these 3-piece no sides, you know what I'm saying? It just feels electric and feels great. So I tested out Battlefield with Rick. I love that. Since I've been playing Marathon, that has been fun. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I actually really like playing that game. And I think because it's just fun, right? I think Bungie spoiled us though, if I'm being honest. Destiny 1 spoiled us because it was nothing like we had ever played. And I just fell in love with that game. And I think Bungie screwed us with Destiny 2 because I don't think they took the time to think through what that map was going to look like. And so because of that product that they put out, it wasn't fully done. It was halfway done. And they were trying to make it while they were going. So, for me, I'm just like this, man. I think that I'm disappointed that we can't move forward with Destiny, bro. If I'm being honest with y'all, like I'm very disappointed with that. So now it's like, what do we do now, right? Like, how do we navigate this? And I'm like, I'm with y'all. I'm looking for the next game. Like, I'm looking for the next high that I can play with the next game. And I don't know what that is. But I will tell you this though, I think Marathon is on to something with it. I think the next game is like in this arena with where Marathon is. Because I think I think they've opened up a different window now because I think they can spin this off. They can do PvP just solid, like on a map now. I think they can add that play style in. I think you can add just a PvE board to this. Like, they gave us a very good mixture. I would have never thought you would complete a raid in a game while you also got other players you're going against trying to complete that. Like, that is like next level dope for real. But what I don't like is in the next 3 months, what's gonna happen. It's just like we don't know what's gonna happen. I don't think anybody knows. So
They
that's
delete my
where
levels and stuff, Joe. I'm done. I'm gonna tell you that.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I just think about how much time y'all have put on the game. Like, I'm still nowhere near y'all level yet. I just hit 18 today. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, man, like, what happens? So yeah, that's where I'm at, man. I need the next game. I don't know what the next game is though.
Yeah.
But
So
it needs to be co-op though. Like I gotta be able to play with y'all online on a server. And if it doesn't have that for me, I'm out. I'm out on.
So the two guys that I had on my squad today, Joe, they made the game make sense in comparison with Arc Raiders. Like they said, Arc Raiders is PvE first, but then you can also PvP. And they said that Marathon is the complete opposite. It's PvP based first, then PvE. Because think about think about it. Let's say you start off somewhere like Outpost. The first thing that come out of your mouth is, I bet you there's gonna be another team here. So you already looking for that. You're not like, where's the AI bots at? Or where's the loot crates? You're like, I bet you there's another squad here. So you're
Right, yeah.
already just on cue with that. But Arc Raiders, I haven't played it, but those guys have, and they say that it's more PvE based first because it's more laxed. And guys ain't just hunting you all the time. You know, the map is so huge that running into somebody is not your first priority, so it just depends on with who likes what. And that's why I think that Arc Raiders is taking it more, or taking the cake more, than Marathon is actually, getting ahead, because a lot of people are just PvE based. They want that lax gameplay and not that, oh, let's go straight up in here. I know we got a team, and Joe, like you said, it ran your blood pressure up. It runs mine up all the time. My heart get to racing. I'll be like, oh man, I can't lose what I got.
Mm-hmm.
even though you know it's inevitable. It's just I don't
Like,
want to lose it now.
you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all what Marathon puts me in the frame of, and maybe not to the extent, but it also makes me feel like I'm in trials for like a second. You feel what I'm saying? Because like when we're engaging, like the way the three of us were playing Friday night, man. Like I think that's some of the best gameplay that I've done with y'all. Like and individual play, right? I think I think all of us had clutched something at some point. And I just love that, right? So it's like in any given moment, like Rick, man, we was down, and then Steve like ran up, went in Viz, and there was another dude on the same team. They were both trying to kill Sean. Steve was trying to kill Sean, and the dude was trying to kill Sean because he just lost focus of who was what. And then like the dude came and finished me off, and then Steve came back and just said "ta-da" and then knifed him up. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy how that ended.
Clean up
Man,
on aisle
I ain't
6.
gonna. It's been fun, bro. Man, it's been fun. I really don't know what the next game is gonna be, man. I really don't. I think it's. I bet you it's either Division 3 or it's GTA 6. That's what I think everybody's waiting on.
Aren't they gonna have a real engine on GTA 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna probably be that then.
I mean, see that's where it gets me going. Like when Joe, when you was explaining how Destiny 2 was just like basically trash, how they threw it together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of like not infuriates me, but I think a lot of people get mad at developers and they really don't understand. Like if they could, they would make the game that we also want, but they have a boss, and the first thing they're thinking about is money, right?
Yeah.
So they're telling them. I think what Destiny 1 was out maybe 2.5, 3 years, and they were already talking about pushing out D2. Matter of fact, D2 came out after Destiny 1 was 2.5 years old. So that means after D1 came out, they were already working on D2. So I mean, kind of like what you were saying, Rick, with Arc Raiders. I think, well, I'm pretty sure like more people all kind of lax that want the PvE style that maybe can get involved with PvP, you know. And I do think like a lot of dads, kind of like us, they may not have much time, so PvE is probably more so where they go. I know we like PvP, but if we had to guess, I would probably say more people would probably do like PvE though. So where is the balance though, to for people to feel like they get their money's worth with buying a game compared to all the hot patches they got to put out, taking out all the bugs and all those things? Like what do they meet together so you feel like you get a good game worth your money, but also the developer feel like they've done a good job as well?
I think you gotta when you're making a game, right? This is especially something like Division 3. They actually have people that are diehards playing that game that they're bringing to the table as they're constructing that game to build. Like you need people like that at the table because you gotta. From the developer side, yeah, it's one thing to develop, but you also need people from that fan base to give you ideas how to make something better and what we're looking for, because like we're in the mix of the people that's playing that game every day. And so we're always here throwing out different ideas. Like even with the four of us, we've got 4 different play styles and we look at games completely different. But the one thing for certain, the 4 of us can definitely tell anybody up front, this is going to be a great game or it's not. Like I know that for a fact. Like, and I can stand on our expertise with that. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been gaming long enough to understand what's going to be playable versus what's going to have a short shelf life. You know what I mean? And not to pick on High Guard, right? I'm not even going to say nothing disrespectful. I'm just going to be very straightforward with this. High Guard was probably one of the worst games ever developed. And this is a prime example of developers needing to take notice moving forward, because the way that game failed, it can equally happen to Bungie, Bethesda, Rockstar, all of them. And I'm sending them a message today. Y'all need to be very fucking careful with what y'all are developing moving forward, because we are the people that purchase the games and we are the people that play them, and we dictate whether or not y'all are going to put money in y'all pocket. So y'all need to be very clear and careful with the next games that y'all put out, because I think we've showed everybody that if we don't like it, we ain't playing it. And Hardguard done took a L. Destiny 2 has now taken an L, and everybody is backing up off of that. I don't know. I don't want anybody to be next. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, this is a real deal. So when you talk about gamer versus developer, at the end of the day, we hold all the cards because we're the consumer. We have the money. Y'all need us. We don't fucking need y'all. So I just want to be clear when I say that. That is a very real thing.
Hey Joe, so look, so like to basically solve this issue, do you think that developers need to have like a poll on a website with like different categories of things that they may want to introduce, but the category be the same thing? Like, hey, do y'all want to see, and I'm just throwing out bull crap. Do y'all want to see realistic guns? Do y'all want to see futuristic weapons? Like, do y'all want to see, like, you know, stuff like that? So that being one category, and then another category might be something like this when they're about to develop a game. Like, is that the way to solve it? Or?
Rick, to answer that question, I think it depends. I think it depends on the game. If it is a series like GTA, yeah, you want to take a poll and you want to use your fan base to help build that. If you're building a brand new game, you got to have everybody at that strategy table thinking through, and then you got to bring people in to play it that are high renowned, like streamers that can give you real feedback in real time and say, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. I don't think y'all should do this. I think you should move in this direction. Like, because like this, and I think we're gamers. Like anybody, I'm a gamer, hardcore. All of us are. So if you're asking me for my opinion, I can give it to you up front. Now, what you do with that information is on you. But I don't think I think the people at the top, Rick, don't care. They want to make the money. And that's fine. But there's an old saying that goes, you get more flies with honey. So meaning that create a quality product so people are drawn to it and want to play it.
I agree with that. I think also, I don't think developers or like the people that are making like new games should only focus on like streamers though, because people like us, we were not like full-time streamers, but we can answer questions too, and they also need to develop games for people like us. You know what I mean? Because streamers, this is the one thing that I hate about streamers, and then because they have 24 hours all day long to play games, and then as soon as they're done with the game, like to them, they're just talking to themselves, but they see their fans and they're basically looking at them and say, what's next? Like any typical person like us, to get the amount of hours to play a game and beat the game like them, like we have to play maybe like what 10 weekends if we got time to do that. Yeah. Like everybody, not them, you know. So I'm fully on board. Like they need to bring streamers in to give like opinions, but also like reach out to people like you said, Rico. If people want to put their email, give like their background and what they do, bring some of those people in. Like you need to get like a diverse group of people so they can make the game for like, not gonna say like for everybody, because a game made for everybody is a game made for nobody, in my opinion. Yeah. But at least take some time to listen so you can actually incorporate some things that may want to get people to play your game that may originally have thought, I'm not gonna play that.
Agreed.
What do you think, Stick, man? You like contemplating over there, man?
Man, I'm back and forth, but I agree with what y'all are saying though. I guess it just makes me realize, right, how many untapped resources that these devs or these studios, these companies have, because, for example, right, and I'm gonna bring this up just for the fun of it, honestly. But let's talk about Game Pass, right? Like look, for example, right? For example, all of us have had Game Pass since what, 2009. Probably
Something like that.
2007, 2004, what sometime right around that time, right?
And we ain't missed a payment, just FYI.
Exactly.
We need a
That's
discount.
something
We
I
ain't
know
missed
is
a
coming
payment.
off the card every month, right? But I look at it like this though. When they decided to transition from this Xbox Live to Game Pass Essential or Game Pass Core or whatever, as long as I've been supporting them, they didn't ask me nothing. You know, like I mean, you know, and I mean, I know, and I mean, I'm being funny, but also serious at the same time because it's like this, right? Like, if we're already paying for your service, we can help you to dictate the future of your service and how successful it will be. Not just me personally, right? But why you got all of our emails? We had to create a Microsoft account. Why wasn't something sent out, even anonymous or not anonymous, whatever, or even a little pop up on your Xbox or whatever, or send me a message on Xbox Live that it gives me a moment to respond on what I think the future of this service could, would, and should look like, and then that'll guarantee that I opt in and that I stick with it. I mean, there's so many optics out there that you can receive as far as positive and negative, but like you said, it depends on what you do with that information. And for the millions and millions of people that have been supporting Xbox or Microsoft for all these years, they have everyone's contact info, whether it's your phone number, your email, something. They even could pop up a message on your Xbox Live. Like I said, there's so much untapped potential. I mean, Sony, I mean, anyone like Elder Scrolls Online that has subscription services where you got to pay with your card every month, like WoW, whatever. All these type of games have plenty of ways to get the message out to you for input. It's just, I don't think they do,
Right.
They stick with the streamers, the big YouTube guys, people with a lot of subscribers. And I get it, but they don't represent everyone. They look at it from a much more hardcore and sometimes a much more sweatier view of the game. Because for me, somebody that might play 2 days a week, right? I don't want to have to feel like I need to be on top of everything 100% of the time in order to even succeed. Sometimes I do want to be able to relax because if not, the blood pressure is up here this whole time, right? And then I'm like, all right, y'all, I'm burnt out now. I'm tired, When we're playing together, we can laugh and joke a little bit, but as soon as we hear some footsteps, we're like, all right, hey, somebody's here. And then it's quiet as a mouse, because we know what time it is. But it's not like that 24/7 too, But yeah, I don't know. They gotta find that balance, man. But it's a big market out there for communication that no one has really tapped into yet, at least to my knowledge.
Right. And just before we got anybody in the comments to make some kind of comment to Stickman, we know Game Pass has not been out since 2009. He's been hyperbolic, but it feels like it's been out that long.
Yeah.
But Rico, you posed the question, but I want to know what you think though. Like, how would you like bridge this divide of how it's, because before it was gamers and developers together, but now with the live service games, I feel like we kind of like broke apart from each other, for the lack of words. So what would you do?
So this is not a fact or anything, but this is how I feel. A lot of these games that are out now, they have this kind of pay to win ordeal. So even though the game might not have sold X amount of copies and we're looking at that like, oh, okay, it's a failure, people are still buying this pay to win stuff. So how much money are they really accumulating for that? Let's just say if I bought some pay to win stuff for a game, right? And the game was $60. If I spent $60 on some other skins and stuff, you might as well say I bought the game twice, right? I mean, because it's not costing them anything. It's in the game, but you have to pay for it in order to acquire it. So let's just say one copy for me might be 2 copies per person, if I'm making sense. So I really don't think that they care, Steve. Just with the DLCs and the battle passes and the pay to win stuff, man. What they can do is just like how Stickman said, for the people that are subscribed to, let's just say Game Pass, or that's done had an Xbox Live account since God knows when, send them out a newsletter to basically be able to respond to, hey, how are you loving your service? What can we do different? And let the games also do the same thing. Hey, we see that you logged onto the game X date or whatever, and let that be on your main screen. I mean, if you want to bypass it, fine, hit the B button. But if you actually want to give some feedback, I think that they can gain a lot of information off of us consumers. of what needs to be done. Other than that, if we have no communication and there is that divide, and I think that that's what we got going on now, is they know that we got this pay to win stuff, so they still making their money. We don't know how much, and they're not going to disclose that. But I think that just because they failed on sale copies, they done made their money on the pay to win stuff that they're offering, that they don't have to spend any money on to give it to you. It's not like they're giving you a service. It's already in the game. You just got to buy it again. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that they got to spend money to make it, to be able to put it on the shelf so that you can buy it from the shelf. Like, it's already in game. You just, you know. So that's just how I'm looking at it. I don't think they care. I don't think anything's gonna happen. I hope something happens though.
Well, no, I feel that. So I mean, I guess in the end, like developers just gotta. Well, I ain't gonna say developers. If more of the corporate, the C-suite people would kind of take notice of this, which I'm pretty sure they have, but it's still money on the mind. But just some of the ideas that we gave, I'm pretty sure they've probably heard some of these things before. But
without a doubt,
who knows what'll happen in the end? It's really gonna come down to what Joe said. If we ain't paying the money, they can go out of business. So they're gonna have to change something though. But
true.
I think we're gonna call it a day for that one, boys. Anybody watching, if y'all like what you heard, again, like, share, subscribe, and share with some of your other brethren, your folks that's with you. We gonna be here, and then Joe's gonna have that silk nice talking to you, that bald head. Like, all right, no, sorry. All right, we out, guys. Let's go.